Hello everyone, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to the Slowest Blitz, where we are playing Asphodel. This is turn 3, and we finally get into the meat of things, which is always the fun part. We have researched alteration, which is unfortunately probably going to be the only research that we really do right now, in the near future at least. It's going to be all fighting all the time. With very, very little research going on for probably the next 5 or 6 turns. Hopefully that does not come back to bite us in the ass. We do have Magic 3, though, so, you know, hopefully we'll be fine. Let's watch our first little battles, shall we? We got, on pause, little group of Black Centaurs plus the wannabe Black Centaur over here. We've got a nice little pile of satyrs and satyr sneaks. We've got homemade sweets hanging out dead center. And we're up against nothing. This is going to be fine. That's a fair amount of archers, so we could take some hits, maybe even get a wound or two on some Black Centaurs, but with recuperation we should be okay. Let's go ahead and see how it works. Fire has been drawn, which is great. No javelins on our side, which is somewhat expected. We're going to lose a fair amount of satyr sneaks, but that should be okay. Oh, yep. See, this guy immediately just got shot to shit with a never healing wound, so that's not great. Hopefully we do not lose him. Already got some routing. Satyrs are not able to deal with the heavy cav very well, but that's what the Black Centaurs are here for, is to break the enemy. Archers are fleeing. Black Centaurs come in behind the heavy cav. And looks like this guy gets to live. Hopefully I didn't speak too soon. Cool. Alright, that went fairly well. What are our losses? We lost no Black Centaurs. Great. We lost 5 satyr sneaks. Who gives a shit? Perfectly fine. So, let's take a look at what we are actually doing this turn. So, first things first, there's another forest down here. That's fucking phenomenal. I'm super excited about that. Very, very happy. Hopefully, we can get all 3 of these forests and all 3 of these forests. That would be just great. But we have no idea what is on the periphery of our vision, so fingers crossed. Part of what we're doing with the Black Harpy that we picked up is figuring that out. So we're going to send the Black Harpy up to Namor and hopefully uncover this fog of war up here. Maybe see a neighbor and figure out where we're going from there, if we should prioritize, if we need to do anything in particular. We can go for Frosted Peaks at this point, and I really was considering doing that. However, instead we are actually going to attack Sitha with Tall Thigh Boys and a whole bunch of Mannequin Chaff, right? Which we're not going to sort at this current point in time because it doesn't particularly matter, and we don't want to nerf our morale on our Black Centaurs that much. But we are going to have a bunch of Mannequin Chaff. We're going to have our Black Centaurs on hold and attack rear, and we're actually going to have our Sagittarian Carcasses hold and fire as well. Going to do a whole bunch of blessings, and between the fire from the Sagittarian Carcasses, the damage that we will actually do from the mannequins, and the Black Centaurs hitting the rear, we should be perfectly fine to hit Sitha. Why are we hitting Sitha instead of going to Frosted Peaks, which could put us closer proximity? Well, the thing about it is with Frosted Peaks, we could hit Sylvania or Lovendalen, right? We can already still hit Sylvania anyways. Sitha is a better province than Frosted Peaks, and I'm a little concerned about Icton. So Icton is holding at around 60 barbarians. That's a lot of barbarians. If our homemade sweet army, right, hits them, then these satyrs are going to get butchered, right? the Black Centaurs will probably rout them, but they may take casualties, and we don't want to take casualties if we don't have to. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit down here in Monarch Woods. 1, because we want to get forests as soon as possible. 2, because if we need to, then we can combine afterwards on Ikten, or we can use our Satyr Commander to bring in the next round of Black Centaurs. This is not a great turn for us. We have not... Our income is slowly dropping because of the pop kill on our capital. And Muspel is not an especially high income province. Our income is going to be an issue throughout the game. After we get a couple of provinces, we're going to have a pretty fucking high income. We're going to have a lot of money to play with. But that money is challenging to use in certain situations because most people would turn that money into infrastructure. That doesn't work for us. Our infrastructure is incredibly expensive. Well, our temples and labs are fine, but it costs us 1,500 for a fucking shitty palisades that we can't upgrade, right? So what that means is turning that money into power, but we have to get to that point first, and that's very difficult. So as much as it pains me to not do, I had the choice of basically going down to 3 Black Centaurs and getting something like a Hierophant, right? Or a Hierophant and a Centaur Warrior, or just getting more Black Centaurs. And right now, I think the thing is as many Black Centaurs as we can get, as frequently as we can get them, because they are going to be our main early game power. These 6 Black Centaurs should be able to... We'll put them in with this Satyr Commander, ferry them out with Ikten, and then either take Homemade Sweets or Tall Thigh Boys into Ikten to reinforce with that situation, while hopefully the other one either goes to Sylvania or goes to Trottern or the Forest of the Lost. Okay? So that's the overall kind of like map movement game plans. The issue being is I don't know if there's someone right the fuck here that's going to dive into Sylvania this turn, or if there's someone right here that's going to dive into either of these next turns. So our limited vision really hurts us, and bad bumps could be the end of the game for us, right? All of our power is in our Black Centaurs. So if we run into a situation where we bump someone, even if we could beat them, if we lose several Black Centaurs or they kill a commander and those Black Centaurs are routed, right? That could spell disaster for our early game, and our early game really fucking matters for us. So since we can't afford all of the things that we want right now, we're making the decision for more power and more vision, right? So we're going to get another Black Harpy, dish out. Another reason to go to Monarch Woods and try to get that down is because every forest that we have, we can recruit Black Harpies from. That means we can start amping up our vision game and really having an understanding of what is around us so that we can avoid bumps, make the best of our early game expansion, and go from there. So this is not bad. We could absolutely... I've done plenty of games where I only expand 1 province per turn for the first 6 or 7 turns. Perfectly valid. It's just a slow start, and we don't want a slow start. We want a quick start. So we're going to try and be a little gambly here. I'm not especially worried about Monarch Woods with this particular group. We did take a never healing wound on one of our Black Centaurs. It's already gone. Fuck yeah, love recuperation. And I'm not super worried about this with the amount of mannequins and Black Centaurs that we have going in as well. So hopefully we're going to have very smooth expansion this turn, and we'll be able to continue that into another 2 provinces expansion, and then hopefully the turn after we'll add a 3rd expansion party to the mix. And And that'll be good for us, fingers crossed. I don't know that there is really anything else to talk about. We can take a look at Mercenaries. Someone did pick up Fordo's. Naba picked up Fordo Boggett's Elite Warriors. Very interesting. And now we have Bandar's Mighty Marcadas. Lots of archers. So longbowmen and Marcada archers coming up for bid right now. I actually think that Bandar's Mighty Marcadas are a very good mercenary band to pick up in your early game if you can afford them, because the archers are actually very useful against barbarians, right? Because there's a lot of them and they will actually shoot the shit out of barbarians and make it easier for you to take large barbarian provinces, right? And they're also really fucking good lance catchers. So if you have an especially difficult looking heavy cab province, I think they're actually pretty useful for picking up as chaff as well, right? So especially if you have like some killer units that are going to be able to butcher heavy cab, but you don't want them to take that lance charge. These guys are pretty fucking cheap for a lance charge. And a lot of people won't pick them up. Oh, I say a lot of people. A lot of newer players won't pick them up because they don't look very useful, but they're super cheap for the amount that you're getting, and they have very niche uses that are very valuable if you know what you're doing with them. So I definitely expect these to get snapped up next turn. We'll see how it goes. That, I think, is going to do it for this turn, though. So thanks for watching. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.